Welcome into the DNVR Rockies podcast brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can use promo code DNVR, make your first deposit, and get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's with promo code DNVR only at DraftKings Sportsbook. I am Patrick Lyons.
I'm Susie Hunter, and look who's with us too, the one and only Brendan Vogt.
Hey, gang, sweating that one out there for a little bit from both perspectives.
Good save.
Yeah, I was a fan of everyone tonight. Tough ending from your side, though.
Brendan Vogt was raised a Cardinals fan, so for him it really was. I just hope both teams had fun, and only one team had fun.
Well, I'm excited to have some fun kicking it with you guys here tonight. We'll break it down.
We have to make up for that. Yes, when you lose 5-4 on the road, when you're winning a game that you didn't expect to, because there was a no-hitter happening at one point, it is a little bit frustrating to lose the game on a walk-off hit by pitch.
Yes, Todd, thank you for popping that in the comments. You're right. We just do not see that very often. Look at the Rockies finding fresh new ways to upset us on a Tuesday night.
Oh, fresh new ways. Yeah.
New ways.
The fresh man, he's not freshly shaved, but he is our DraftKings Sportsbook king of the game, Charlie Blackmon. He was 2 for 4. He had a double, 3 RBI. He factored in a big way, obviously all throughout 2 different big RBI at bats. Also, he has a great beard. So, I mean, there's more than one ways that he's our DraftKings Sportsbook king of the game.
He was great. He was easy choice tonight. Almost ruined my fun. And Packy Naughton, who's been somewhat up and down out of the bullpen, fairly reliable against lefties. Not a problem for Chuck, who was just sitting on that slider and whacked it. But as you mentioned, multiple RBI at bats. Mr. Rocky dialed in.
He was, came through big there in that 6th inning where Whitton Bernard had himself a single to break up Jose Quintana's no-hitter. I think he had 5 straight singles, one of which was Blackmon's RBI single. But as you mentioned, Brendan, a 2 RBI double for Charlie Blackmon against Packy Naughton. Do either of you know what Packy is a nickname for? Sorry, so Susie knows, so Brendan, this is on you.
Is it Patrick? I have no idea.
It is.
Okay.
I didn't know that until this year, actually.
I was wondering, do you think his birth name is Packy? I mean, how does that make it on the roster?
No, he's Patrick.
He's Patrick?
Yeah.
He's just that's awesome. When the nickname gets over so big that MLB baseball essentially recognizes you as Packy Naughton.
There's a couple Packies, I think.
You know what?
History.
And it's funny to me. So he was born in Boston, but in New England, a thing that you call the liquor store, you call them the Packy, short for the package store. But like liquor stores are Packies. So in college, we'd be like, hey, let's go to the Packy. Who's going?
And who runs it? Usually an Irish guy named Patrick. So I think we figured that one out.
Not Hartford.
No.
No.
Oh man. Also on offense, again, we'll give Bernard his just desserts. Had 2 hits tonight, his first 2-hit game. Also had a stolen base there. Hey, good start for this young man who, again, we're all pulling behind, and he helped get that first rally started there in the 6th inning. So tip of the cap to Whitton Bernard for another good game.
Yeah, he's been awfully productive and has stolen such a large percentage of those bases for the Rockies this season, because we haven't seen that many, but he is just off to such a hot start with those.
Yeah,
not easy to do it against Yachty either, but he made that one look easy. So yeah, impressive stuff.
Great point. Yeah, Baseball Reference will show his steals at 2, but really it's 3. And maybe it's infinite because he's stolen all of our hearts.
Oh my gosh, Patrick.
So, great job by him. Otherwise, on the offense, you didn't get very much, only 6 hits overall. Joe and Rogers were able to notch one, but it was Blackmon and Bernard with 2 hits each. And really the offense has been struggling since the All-Star break, hitting .267 as a team going into Tuesday night. 20 homers, only scoring a little more than 4 runs per game. They've been held to 1 or fewer runs 5 times overall, 2 shutouts. Looked like tonight was going to be one of those things. So maybe you can take something positive away from this loss. Rockies entered the game 2-15 in St. Louis since 2016. So they haven't been able to figure out St. Louis for quite some time.
Real pushback, real effort tonight, and that's that bottom of the ninth is really, I mean, in a season that's probably been frustrating for everyone on that bench, on that staff. That must have been really frustrating to sit and watch, and frustrating to be on the mound for. But you really could not have scripted a worse bottom of the ninth after battling to make that a game.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, St. Louis didn't do anything. Andrew Kisner walked. Lars Nootbaar walked.
That's a
Carlson,
great way to put it. They didn't do anything. They just showed up.
That's where almost never left the shoulder. They didn't have to.
Yeah, Carlson did get the single there to load the bases, but then O'Neill full count too. So talk about that. We were like, okay, this could be the big moment. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten the Rockies out of a jam unless it was some kind of triple play, but still, that was frustrating to see from Dinelson Lamet, who had been scoreless, I think, in his first 3 outings. Overall, Carlos Estevez did a good job, 1 2/3 innings pitch. He saved the day again. He's been real hot, but he's been leaning on him to help out. Gilbreth didn't really have it, gave up the tying run there in the 7th inning. So the bullpen, obviously, you kind of have to hang this one on them just a little bit. After Kyle Freeland had a nice game, quality start, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's worth noting this is the first time this season that the Rockies are 16 games below 500. We've dipped below the 15 threshold, and we're sinking even lower.
Brutal.
Very
Absolutely
bad.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Interesting starts. Sorry, Patrick. I was just going to say interesting starts on the mound for, I think, a couple of pitchers who just won a couple of key at-bats back. 5 and 6 innings pitched respectively. Almost some very impressive starts, particularly almost, at least a no-hitter there through a good portion of the game. But just a couple of key at-bats, and it kind of seemed to fall apart around the same time. Freeland has had so many of those starts this year where you say, okay, it's quality, and he battled through some unfortunate things, even if he didn't look shut down. But he's had a lot of these kind of like 6-inning, 3 kind of run games.
I would think the second time you face a team in a week like this, like in back-to-back starts, it benefits the team, right? It always benefits hitters. I never will forget my first year covering the team, DJ LeMahieu talking about Clayton Kershaw and saying, yeah, he's great. His numbers against me and against our team are really good, but I've seen him and I've gotten a hit against him. Yes, maybe it's only 1 out of every 10 at-bats, but I can remember putting barrel on the ball really well. So you can kind of have that positive affirmation and you can kind of visualize it. And so, again, quality start from Freeland here, second time out against St. Louis. You like that? This is actually his 4th time this year that he's had back-to-back starts against the same team. Phillies, Padres, Dodgers. Wow. Has a 4.58 ERA going into tonight's game. So he kind of was right around that. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs is a 4.5 ERA. So he was right there. And most importantly, he gave the Rockies an opportunity to win this game.
Exactly.
An opportunity. What a key word there.
Opportunity to be knocking.
You didn't answer.
Brendan knows what Action Bronson says. You got to let in there. The last
I don't know what you're talking about.
Action Bronson, just right over.
Google him, Susie.
Google Action Bronson. He enjoys wrestling, and it's funny to bring that up because it was WWE night at Busch Stadium. There was a WWE bobblehead, which I think we might even have an image of to look at. It was a random one. David Eckstein. I don't know why him.
Shout out David Eckstein.
Right?
Wow.
He's just in a ring with a WWE championship belt.
How did
that is very niche.
Oh, that is a blast from my childhood.
They're like, we want a David Eckstein bobblehead, but also we're doing something with WWE, so we might as well just slap a belt on him and throw him in a ring. Okay.
Well, listen, if there's anything the kids want to get their hands on in 2022, it's David Eckstein bobbleheads. So keep those coming. That is hilarious.
But Liv Morgan was also there talk about a dynamic duo here in this image. Liv Morgan, Fred Bird, holding one of the most prestigious championships in all of sports, right? Susie, back me up, right? One of the most prestigious belts. We all know what belt that is.
I do. You know what? I don't know anything about wrestling, and I do know that belt. I just had to Google who Liv Morgan is, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Susie's got a Google face on backstage right now.
I know. I'm like, you can see me backstage, like, yeah, just furiously searching.
She's the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Good for her. I love to see a woman thriving, but unfortunately, she operates in a space that I'm not familiar with.
Yes. Yeah. Great athlete. She was down at the ballpark. So that was kind of neat for the folks there. And for our guy, Kevin Collins, he enjoys his wrestling. I think he's there in the building. So he got to maybe rub elbows with a WWE champ, which is pretty neat in general. Going back to Susie, what you pointed out about them going to 16 games under 500. This was one of the craziest stats I've ever seen. It also is very specific, once you add all these kind of qualifiers, like on a Tuesday when the temperatures are under 65 degrees, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But on Saturday, and I think this is even true now, on Saturday, the Rockies were 30 games out of first place for the first time this year. Now it's a little bit more than that, but only the 1993 Rockies, an expansion team, folks. Like they didn't exist the previous year. They got everyone's cast-offs. They fell behind 30 games or more sooner than this season. That was like in the end of July of 93. So this is, again, the Rockies, this isn't their worst season. It's one of in general, but because of how good the Dodgers are playing, over 30 games out of first place. Oddly enough, the dynasty of Atlanta, they were in first place at that time. They were moved to a whole other division, the NL East, and yet here we are in the same predicament. Does it really matter who's in the Rockies division? I don't think so.
Well, only insofar as if there's ever a season to dig your heels in and say, we're refusing to rebuild. We think we're very close. It's in this historically difficult division. Good stuff. Great stuff.
That is a very humbling stat, Patrick. Thank you.
It's strange, but I'll tell you what we do not refuse to do is give you anything less than the best at the DNVR.com. Only 50 cents for your first month. Avs, Nuggets, Broncos, Rapids, Rockies, golf, rugby, CU. Congrats to our guy, Jake Schwanitz, for being added to the team. We're growing like the NWO. Another great wrestling reference here.
Right, Susie?
Yeah, she knows. She threw it up. She threw up the tweet when Jake joined. So we appreciate that. We're crushing it, and we want you to join our community and crush it with us in the members only Discord, which is so much fun. Again, only 50 cents for your first month. Use code DNVR on all non-presale items at FOCO. Now, we've already talked about all the great Avs Stanley Cup Finals gear that they have and the bobbleheads. They got the Rockies City Connect stuff, but I mean, it's about to be Broncos season. It's about to be Nuggets season. You can get that Jokic back-to-back MVP bobblehead over there on FOCO. And when you do, just make sure you use promo code DNVR on all non-presale items. And lastly, again, Avaca TV, they are allowing you for the first time in what seems like forever to watch the Nuggets and Avs. And you can also watch us on the DNVR Sports channel only at avaca.tv/DNVR. Make sure you use promo code Colorado10 for $10 off your first 3 months. So now it's only $15 per month to start. CSU Rams, Denver Pioneers, you get the Rapids. They're trying to make themselves get a little push there into the MLS postseason. So all of that and more at avaca.tv/DNVR. Brendan, have you had anybody like send you screenshots of like, hey, I'm on my couch and you're right here in my home or watching the DNVR Sports channel?
We've seen some. Yeah, we've seen some at DNVR Nuggets. And I was just thinking about how much I can say here. We've got some exciting content coming on this Serbia trip. We leave on Thursday, and hopefully, fingers crossed, some of that content is coming to you exclusively on Avaca TV. Oh. That partnership keeps growing. Shout out Avaca.
That is fun. That is so fun. I will say someone at the ballpark the other day did ask me if I knew about Avaca TV, and I'm like, do I know about it? Buddy, I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Wait, it was Bud Black?
It was not Bud Black.
Oh, okay.
It was.
I didn't hear you
heard about the new goat in Colorado TV, and you're like,
I didn't hear you pronounce a lowercase b, Susie. That's on me. I think when we
that's
played
on you.
Yeah,
Patrick, read my mind. Anticipate what I'm thinking. Thank you.
Did I mention that the last start that Kyle Freeland made at Busch Stadium was against Austin Gomber in 2018?
No, you did not mention that. Look, I
did you tweet it or did you pop that in the Slack? I don't know.
I could have been all, but on the pod, I think that could be a first. I don't know. I think that's a fun little interesting wrinkle for that in general. Defense. Look, let's talk about the defense tonight. One error by Montero over there at third base. That's going to happen. Remember how the Rockies defense had gotten a lot better after the Marlins series? All of a sudden, they're kind of back to square one. 18 errors since the All-Star break. Actually, now 19 with the Montero throwing error, most in the National League. Defense has been an area of pride for the Rockies organization, and it's been one of those things that can help get them out of jams and not extend innings and not have all those death by singles and get those runs scored, keep the pitch count down for their starters, even their relievers, and yet that's been one of the things that they've struggled with. And again, we don't really know. We don't really have a great way of quantifying defense publicly with the metrics to know, like, hey, if it was this much better,
sure,
here's how many more wins they would have, or much better, the probability of winning. But suffice to say, if that defense was better, Rockies would have a couple more wins.
Yeah, listen. I think it could be 3 or 4 more for sure. Like there are a lot of games we've mentioned where, however laughable the result is in the context of the season, Rockies are in any given game. It feels like it's some of these games, and it's exactly that, where they used to make up ground, they're losing it now, and it feels sort of emblematic of the season as just those wheels get looser and looser, and it's tough. I will say I was impressed by the defense of Brian Serven tonight. I thought he looked pretty good behind the plate. A couple of he does a good job getting to some pitches that look like they're going to be wild, preventing pass balls, framing pitches, and then that throw to second was really smooth on a good jump from DeYoung tonight as well. So if you just are looking for a positive, I thought Serven played well, and the St. Louis broadcast said the same thing as well. Shouted him out.
Yeah, that's good to see, especially considering Sunday, I think he had 3 stolen bases there by the Diamondbacks. So they were kind of running on him all over the place. Defense is going to be his main calling card, like with most catchers, but he's more defense first rather than the pop. So it's nice you're getting 5 home runs out of him, but he's your number 1 guy for the foreseeable future. We'll see what happens with Elias Diaz, who's out with a little bit of a wrist injury. It could even be a hand. They like to keep the medical reports close to the vest there for the Rockies. Sure. So, he's the guy. Serven's the guy with Nunez as his backup. So yeah, that was definitely a step in the right direction for Serven, who knows this rotation. He's been around for quite some time. So it's nice to see him get back on the horse. Rockies fall to 18-37 on the road after this 5-4 loss in St. Louis. They're now 5th worst all-time winning percentage in Rockies history on the road, .327. So still better than where they were trending at last year. And I still think in a strange way, because all signs point to them really going in the tank here in the final 7 weeks of the season, especially with the competition that they're going against,
right,
the best in the National League. But I sort of think they're going to do something weird and wacky and play a little bit better on the road, and then probably not play as well at home. But nevertheless, the road play has not been so great.
They do love to surprise us, though. You never know.
Like a run-in in wrestling, right? Like those kind of surprises.
I do have an update on how Kevin Collins enjoyed the wrestling-themed evening.
I love that how you pronounce wrestling is with an extra syllable too. So that's
wrestling.
Yes, that again, added touch. I like that. I'm a big wrestling fan.
Wrestling.
Are you?
I'm not. I just need everyone to know by the way I say the word. I don't want to be here.
Wow. What was
very subtle hints here. Okay, so he mentioned to me that David Eckstein was one of the between inning guests, and they asked him some wrestling trivia questions, and he did not do well.
Again, the world's most inexplicable mashup ever. David Eckstein, WWE 2022.
And he's not even close to being big enough to be a pro. I mean, he'd be on like 205 live. There's a real deep cut. Basically,
Wow.
guys who are 205 pounds or less. That's essentially him. He'd be a luchador, right? He'd be high flying off the top rope. He's
That's
not
right.
power bombing anybody, right, Susie? You wouldn't power bomb would not be in his arsenal, right? Obviously.
I don't know what that means.
Good.
I had a David Eckstein framed Sports Illustrated cover on my wall for a long time growing up as a kid, but I didn't think he would be back in my life, let alone in this fashion.
Why did you flip to Eckstein? Why did you?
I don't know. I overthought it because I'm live on the internet.
David Eckstein. David Eckstein.
What makes it? Hey, I got a question from Matt Smith via Facebook. What makes it so hard for the Rockies to actually win in St. Louis? What is it?
That's strange. I mean, it is essentially like a sea level type switch. I don't know what it is, what it could be exactly. Now, each batter's eye is different, right? And that's something that I've asked players about specifically, like do they see the ball a little bit better? I think San Diego has a really good batter's eye. Jonathan Daza has pointed that out. I know John Gray pitched really well in San Diego, and he just feels like he can lock in a little bit. You know, maybe there's less distractions behind home plate there at Petco. But if you were to ask every single ball player, like rank your top 5, ballparks that you see the ball best, right? We're like based on the batter's eye, you're going to get a totally different pool. So I don't necessarily think St. Louis would be at the bottom of that list, but maybe. I haven't actually done that work to ask every single player as to why that is, but St. Louis just has the Rockies number right now.
Maybe they are just so distracted by how majestic the St. Louis Arch is.
Yeah, that's a theory.
Speechless.
That's a theory, Susie.
I'm like, I really thought I had something there. No.
Well, maybe if they're going up to the top of the arch, like before the game, and there's some kind of queasiness thing, or it like really traumatizes them, and it's like, just stop going up to the top of the arch before a 3-game series in St. Louis. So, I mean, maybe you did help kind of solve this.
Maybe it's just that the Rockies are bad on the road, guys. But I like this arch theory.
That couldn't possibly be it. One thing that is it, if you're talking about superstitions or anything, Mark letting me know that my shirt is too sweet, is the fact that Sean Bouchard homered on Tuesday night, thanks to the old DNVR Rockies podcast. Rub, it's worked every single time, right? We had Wynton Bernard on as a guest. Mm-hmm. Boom, he gets called up. Sean Bouchard, he's on Monday's live show, Tuesday's podcast, hits a homer that day. And then Coco Montes was on recently, and his smoothie business has never been better. Sailed through the roof. It's the rub, man. It's the rub, which is also a wrestling term.
We committed to calling this the rub because, again, I don't know the wrestling term, and the context that I do have sounds not family friendly.
we put them over, which is a wrestling term, because when a guy wins a match, are they on the bottom or are they on the top? They're on the top, right? Because they're pinning. They were put over. So we put them over, and that helped.
Look at Susie's face. Road loss in St. Louis, wrestling night, breaking down terminology. This is her actual nightmare.
Actually, it very much is my nightmare.
Oh boy!
Wait, why am I taking up the whole screen?
We got kicked out, so you could run the show for a little bit and try to talk about possums or something. It's fair.
I would love to kick you guys out and just not have to hear any more wrestling talk. What is jobbing?
Look, the Rockies did the job. They did the job to the St. Louis Cardinals. That means they lost. It means you let the other team win, right? Because you're doing a job. Your job isn't to win. Your job is to lose, make the other person look good. And I think, frankly, if we were to, since we're really digging in deep, this really was not my intention to go this hardcore in the wrestling. But the analogy wouldn't be like, the Hulk Hogan leg drop for the Cardinals on the Rockies. It was more of a roll up. It was more of just like a simple dumb roll up, and like, you're not supposed to lose on that. But alas, here we are.
All right. Goodbye. It's like you're speaking another language to me. We're going to bring it back to St. Louis. Do you guys know how old the St. Louis Arch is? Do you know about what year it was built? Because
1986.
Interesting guess.
That's
Wait, no,
not
what's
correct.
your real guess? What's your real guess?
1922.
Okay. Brendan Vogt, what is your guess?
Let's call it 1917.
Okay.
1965?
Oh,
What? No way.
Yes.
Serious?
I was talking about how I thought the arch was so majestic, and I'm like, oh, and they like built it with like no technology, and like the person I was talking to was like built in the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. The more you know.
Very humbling. So yes, now we've all learned something.
Knowing's half the battle.
I wonder what the modern day arch is, where it's like, hey, this is a new thing that was built, but it's pretty cool and people like it. I mean, maybe that's what Coors Field is today.
I was just going to say it's Coors Field.
It is. That's it. You know,
it's nice and people like to look at it, but other than that, it's useless.
Plus, it's just surrounded by way too many people from St. Louis.
Oh my God. To be fair, you know what? I do want to talk about how St. Louis fans are maybe the least obnoxious opposing team fans that come through, because they were totally chill when they were here in Colorado, and they were so kind, especially to Wynton Bernard during this first game of the homestand. So the Bally Sports broadcast showed that video of him calling his mom, FaceTiming his mom. So there was a huge outpouring of love from the Cardinals fans on Twitter. But then they actually gave him a standing ovation when he got his first Busch Stadium hit. Like, so.
Cards fans will do that. They love good baseball. They're baseball first. Careful though, don't pump that ego too much. Like they start calling themselves best fans in baseball. Everyone starts rolling their eyes. You know, it can
Is that a thing that they call themselves?
Yeah, we get a little carried away. But
it's that Midwestern nice. Y'all have to just be like extra nice.
That's it. Yeah, no, we're so nice. We're actually the number one nicest. So, yeah.
But whether, you know what, regardless, I did appreciate the respect.
Baseball people. They're baseball people.
Giants fans gave standing ovation to Madison Bumgarner of the Arizona Diamondbacks on Tuesday night. So I mean, all right, that was kind of a classy gesture. Did you, Brendan? Did you find the Field of Dreams game to be classy? Was that an event that you enjoyed last week and seeing the highlights of? What was your take on that?
That event's kind of losing steam for me a little bit. Maybe it
losing steam already.
Maybe it was the matchup this year. It could have just been the matchup this year. I found myself a little less romantic about the whole event, but maybe it was that.
What is the over under on you going to London next summer for Cubs Cardinals London series?
The over under is 0. I don't know how that works in this context because I don't think we asked the right question, but I'm not going. I'll tell you that right now.
Why not?
Not in my budget, Patrick. Not in my budget. I'll watch that one from home, but I think it's cool. I think it's a cool thing. Hopefully it's a fun game.
Yeah, can't wait for the Rockies to do their first Europe game. It better be in France.
Why?
Yeah,
because the Rockies have a huge fandom in France. Everyone knows that.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I'm learning a lot today. I think I'm going to learn more too in these coming segments.
Did you know that French folks and all Europeans and really folks from all around the world love Green Mountain Dental Group? It's true.
Gosh.
No, it's true. Right now, they are hooking folks up who mentioned DNVR Sports. They're going to get you a $300 discount for full orthodontics treatment for new patients. And if you also mention DNVR Sports, you can get a free set of bleach trays at $350 value with a new patient cleaning, exam, and x-ray. So 15 minutes outside of downtown Denver, Green Mountain Dental Group.
Is that new copy there, Green Mountain? New copy? New promo?
Très magnifique. Yeah, très magnifique.
That's beautiful.
It is. Also, what's beautiful is my insides, because I'm taking athletic greens each day.
That's rough.
All right, so I've
not your best, Patrick. A terrible visual.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I don't want you visualizing my insides. This is just a general.
You
don't talk about them.
Seed. Yeah, I was minding my own business.
I was minding my own business.
My gut health is very good. I do have to talk about it, and that is thanks to Athletic Greens, 75 probiotics, you name it. They are in there, adaptogens, you name it. It's how I start my day, and I don't need coffee early on. I get that, and I get a little bit of a buzz from that, get my gut health in the right direction. Some people eat a lot of ginger. I also do that. You drink some kombucha or kefir. I also do those things as well. But if I'm not able to get myself to my nearest bottle of kombucha, man, Athletic Greens keeps me in a good spot, positive. I know also, too, they're hooking you up to keep you in the positive. When you go to athleticgreens.com/ROC, first 3 letters of Rockies, of course, but they're going to hook you up with 5 free travel packs. That's what I use in San Diego. I imagine that's what Brendan's going to be using when he's there in Serbia. Athletic Greens is hooking it up. Absolutely. And you also get a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D, because you know what? You can't get a ton of vitamin D from the sun as much as you would think. It's not very efficient. But what is efficient? Athletic Greens. Go to athleticgreens.com/ROC. Are you going out there for more than 5 days, Brendan? I mean, are you going to need more than just 5 travel packs of Athletic Greens?
Yes, we're going out there for a week.
A whole week.
It's going to be, I requested a bunch though. I got them for the whole group. Adam said he won't take his, but I'm thinking about slipping it into his coffee.
Ooh, that might be noticeable.
It would be horrible and definitely noticeable, but big fella needs his greens. You know what I'm saying? Got to take that every day.
Yeah, totally. You need the greens. I'm excited that you're going to Serbia, but worried that maybe you don't know anything about Serbia.
You, me, and my boss alike, Susie.
Does anyone going on this trip know anything about Serbia at all?
Adam has put in quite a lot of research, and is certainly ready to scold us for putting in less. So
in the next 15 minutes, you are about to know at least the second amount as much.
I'll
Maybe
take
not
it.
as much as Adam.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we're gonna quiz you on what you know.
Oh boy.
And don't know about the beautiful country of Serbia.
Susie, why don't you take it away, because you did a lot of good prep work on this. And
thank you. This is
maybe
a point of contention.
Maybe I can give Brendan a little assist. Right, basketball.
That's right. That is a basketball term, Patrick. You're doing good, man. You're doing good.
You're doing great, sweetie. Yeah. All right. We're going to start it off weird and random, but maybe easy. True or false? Serbia is one of the largest exporters of raspberries in the whole wide world.
True. They're the 3rd largest in terms of raw production. They are the biggest producer per capita in the world.
At one point, there was a year where 95% of the world's raspberries came from Serbia. How did you know that?
That is a fun fact I actually tweeted out this morning from the DNVR Nuggets account, which you can follow to learn more about Serbia, not only starting now, but all throughout this adventure, August 19 through August 25.
Love that. All right, Brendan, you know what?
Thanks for asking, Susie.
Susie, can I try to take him down a peg, since he seems like he knows everything about what they export. All right, what product does Serbia export more of, Brendan? Cars, seed oils, knit socks and hosiery, or insulated wire? What is their top export?
I'm going to go D, insulated wire.
Damn it, he's right again. What's going on?
That's great. That makes me happy.
All right, Susie, we really need to tag team up on this.
All right. Okay, so we're going to take it to actual geography. Okay. What? Okay,
how did you come up with 4 options for that? Patrick's hilarious.
Did my homework. I set you up with the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th most.
Unbelievable.
His brain there's weird stuff going on up here. Okay, Brendan.
I'm ready.
Serbia is about the same size as which U.S. state? I'm going to give you multiple choice, okay?
Good question.
Is it about the same size area-wise as Florida, Wyoming, or Indiana?
Ooh. Wow, really good options.
Indiana.
You're right. You're right. So what?
I just know that it's not that big.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. I actually would have thought it was maybe a little bit smaller than Indiana.
Me too, actually. I was surprised that was my 3rd option, but I knew it wasn't Florida.
Yeah.
Wow, turns out I'm a genius. I love coming on this show. We should do this every day.
I hate this energy now.
Yep.
Okay. Name all 7 countries that border Serbia. There's no way. Come on.
No.
Okay. See, Susie, what's a fair number for him to name the bordering countries?
You know what?
3
I think 3 is fair. I think
Okay,
3 is fair.
Let's
if he was
see
doing
your
worse,
number.
I'd say just do 1. But now that he's all cocky about it, name 3.
Good call, Suze.
Montenegro, is that one?
Yes. This dead air's great, by the way.
Bosnia?
Damn it. 2. Well, wait. Sorry. Were you? I didn't want to cut you off there. I'm sorry. What was your second? What was your second country?
Bosnia. Oh, I have to say the whole thing, right?
What?
Oh, I don't. I'm not gonna get it.
Oh, okay. So we're stuck at 1. All right. So maybe you'll come back around on that one.
Slovenia.
Nope. Not Slovenia. That's a good guess, though. Bosnia and...
I can't. It starts with an H. Patrick, I'm blanking.
Herzegovina.
Say it for me.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, Croatia, and Albania.
Kind of. Yeah,
okay.
There's a
geopolitical situation going on.
As the Albanian in the podcast, it's a weird situation going on.
It's a kind of situation. Thank you.
Well, shout out Athletic Greens, because that was just like I had some gut health issues there. Geography on the internet, like that's I'm not good at geography. I'm not even good at naming the US states. So that was tough. That was tough for me. I felt vulnerable and exposed and sick.
Vulnerable and exposed. Are you ready to feel more vulnerable and exposed?
Let's see if we can get another win here.
All right. So there aren't a lot of Serbian words that we use like in English or around the world. There are a few. I'm going to give you 3 options. You're going to tell me the one that's actually a Serbian word. Is it raspberry? Is it jockstrap? Or is it vampire?
It's vampire. Vampire is the most widely used Serbian word in the world.
You looked up the 10 fun facts about Serbia page that comes up on Google, didn't you?
Yeah, because I've been tweeting out fun facts from DNVR Nuggets, so I was way more prepared than I expected.
That was your amazing research, was the 10 interesting facts about Serbia? You're like, oh man, I've been working all night on this list.
No, I mean, not all of it, but some of them, yes.
Look,
not all of
I'm
them.
just glad.
Listen, Indiana's not on the 10 fun facts of Serbia page.
Nice.
They're going to skewer me for the geography part of it, but it's 9:48 Mountain Time, which means they're not going to see it. Shout out my Serbian friends. I come out unscathed. Whew.
All right, Brendan, how about this one? This is a true or false. You got 50-50 shot.
Okay.
2 of Serbia's 3 main airports are named after Nikola Tesla and Novak Djokovic. True or false? 2 of their 3 main airports are named after.
Well, the Tesla thing I could see. Djokovic, has there been a new airport built? I'm going to say false, Patrick. I'm going to say false.
He's right again. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
We were trying to make it easy on him, but
you nailed it. Yes, Tesla. That there is an airport named after him, but not after pickleball superstar Novak Djokovic.
Pickleball. Damn. That's right.
The
first Serbian joker. I asked Jokic once if he thinks it's problematic that they have the same nickname, and he went, "Huh, I've never thought about that." So I guess it's never come up over there. But 2 jokers.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, I got a true or false for you. True or false? The most expensive cheese in the world comes from Serbia.
I'll switch it up and say true.
I think it probably is true.
It is true, actually.
Is it made from like vampire dung or something?
No, it's made from 60% Balkan donkey milk and 40% goat's milk. And it's so expensive because it's so hard to make.
I'm going to get me some of that. I'm going to let you know how it is. I'll bring you guys some.
It runs at about $1,300 per kilogram.
No, I won't.
It's about, that's like 2.25 pounds.
Susie, despite the fact that Brendan has like gotten all these trivia questions right, you are actually coming out as the smartest because you just translated like kilograms into pounds. And so that's actually the most impressive thing that's come out of this final segment.
Thank you.
Easily.
Thank you.
Oh,
I just
welcome.
want everyone to know that I'm the smart one. It's really important to me.
It's definitely not me. I'm happy to keep healthy distance between me and that moniker.
All right, how about let's go to sports. Let's go to baseball, as I think we're still technically a baseball podcast.
That's right.
At least for a couple more minutes. Let me know if this person is a Serbian American or not. So you say yes or no. Roger Maris.
No.
Yes.
That's really cool. I'm going to get none of these. That's fun.
Christian Yelich.
No.
Also yes.
Wow.
And the Yelich, the CH.
Well,
right?
I know. So that's where I was going to, but then I felt like it was a curveball because he just got me with Maris. All right.
And Honus Wagner.
No.
Hall of Famer. No. Correct. No. Okay. Johannes Wagner is German. All right. Yeah. How about basketball players?
Well, there's Jokic. Have you heard of him?
Yes, no. He's Serbian. Yes. Pete Maravich, Serbian American?
No.
Yes.
Yes?
Pistol
I guess he just never played for the Serbian national team then.
Correct.
Okay.
How about Steve Kerr?
No.
Correct.
I'm
he
just
was
saying
born
no
in, he's born in Lebanon.
Okay.
And then Vlade Divac.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Sorry. No. I'm sorry. That one I knew. I just said the wrong word on that.
I'm going to give you that. I believe you. I believe you that you know.
You just, I got my rhythm of saying no. That one I knew.
Yeah. I think
wow.
you knew that one. I think you knew that one.
I did not know that Pistol Pete Maravich. I guess I should have known with the Vitch, but that makes sense. I'm learning a lot on this pod.
The Vitch Sitch. All right, Susie, let's finish them off here. Have you got like you got one or at least one more really tough one?
You know what? I'm trying to.
From BuzzFeed, you think you know Serbia's website?
I took a quiz. All right, hold on. Let's see. Okay. So Belgrade, capital of Serbia, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Who has a higher population, Belgrade or the Bronx?
Shoot. Belgrade or the Bronx. And this is our spinoff show. I don't know what it's about. But we're sending this in for the pilot.
Belgrade. Just the Bronx. Belgrade.
Actually, it's the Bronx.
Let's go.
This is tailing. You guys had too many questions for me.
You've fallen off there. You got a little too cocky there.
I did get a little too cocky.
You're calling home runs like in our home run derby.
I was.
You didn't call home runs when we did our home run derby, and that's
because I was dialed in. That's because I was very not trying to
barefoot and zoned in.
Yeah. Are you barefoot right now? Because
glad you asked, Patrick. Yes, I am.
Oh no!
There we go.
Showing feet on the internet. Sorry if we just got demonetized.
I think we just found our clip for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brendan Vogt's foot fancy.
Yeah, my bad.
Please don't make me edit this.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Please don't make me.
Look, this is a World Cup year. It's going to be played. It starts in November, because that's what FIFA likes to do is have soccer tournaments like the hottest place in the world and then go, we're just going to change everything for the first time ever. All right. In the last 4 World Cups, including this one, right. And where it's been a country, right. Cause it was a part of a bunch of other different bloc nations, if you will. But in the last 4, including this one, how many times has Serbia qualified for a World Cup?
In the last 4.
Yeah. Including this one. This is the 4th one. And we already know if they've qualified or not.
3.
Correct. Yeah, they surprise victory over Portugal to get in. 3 of the last 4, man. They got a good soccer club there. Damn.
I feel good about that.
Susie,
all right.
I'm out unless we want to talk about Bela Lugosi, but
you know what? I'm all set.
I think people are very much amped now to see.
It's so amped. I can't believe you guys are going to freaking Serbia.
Me either. First of all, I felt so much pressure during that segment. Really glad that's over. Second of all, Thursday, we leave. We're going to have live content from our social channels. We're going to have some overarching content, thanks to the great Ryan Green, some written pieces from Harrison Wynn. It was a big trip for us. We're really excited. We're really grateful. Thank you to you guys for having some fun with me and let me talk about it on this show. But yeah, definitely keep it locked. And together, we can all learn more fun facts about Serbia.
You need to come back next time you're on this show. You need to give us 10 things you learned in Serbia.
Done. Easy. I'll write it down on my to-do list, which I make those now. Changed my life. So ADD kids, if you're listening and you're having a hard time, just make to-do lists. It's really great.
I'm one of them. I just forget to look at the list. So.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Susie, we need to go to the next. So, Brendan, would you sign off and saying the next level is tattooing the list on your body, memento style?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that the only way?
That's correct. Yes, you just cross it out like a new grocery list each time, and you just keep going higher.
There you go.
I hate it. This has been a stressful show for me too. You've been stressed with all these questions. Ugh, I'm ready.
We did it. I mean, the Rockies didn't do it. They still got two more in St. Louis. Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow late morning. I think at 11-ish with Drew Goodman. We'll also have a live post-game show on Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday, yes. I don't know if we'll have a series win to talk about. Maybe we'll have a win to talk about. Or maybe we'll dream about future wins.
Patrick.
DNVR Rockies podcast, dreaming of future wins. That's a good way of summarizing the 2020 season. We're summarizing it on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. I'm at Patrick D. Lyons on Twitter.
I am at the Susie Hunter on all platforms.
And I'm at Brendan Vogt on Twitter.
We've got absolutely no momentum, so thank God we've got tomorrow, because you know what they say, momentum is only good as your next show. So we'll talk to you then.